654.
We're back live at the San Bernardino County Fair. I'm Randy Andrew. Bill Colm on the other side. He's joining me today. How you doing, Bill? You still having a good time?
Fine.
Yeah. And these two people in the between us. This, of course, Skip Young needs no introduction to the high desert. He needs no introduction, period, because everybody says that's the guy from that show, Ozzie, and what's his name?
That's that former fat kid from somebody's show.
And of course, this man is his father, George Plumstead, who has a very interesting career in show business. And Bill, you've worked with Skip and known these people a long time.
Sure have. I worked with Skip back at the old KBR radio in Apple Valley.
He's the one that gave me my first job in radio.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the program director at KAVR, and I filled in for, what's his name, Mark somebody.
Mark, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, I filled in and did the show with you while he was on vacation. And then I went on the road to Dallas, Texas, and I thought, well, maybe I'll take the test and get a license. In those days, you had to have a third-class license to operate the control panel. So I figured, well, I don't know, I might never use it, but I had a lot of time on my hands. So I went and took the test at the FCC building. When I came back to town, sure enough, Bill offered me the job, said we can certainly use you. You play records at night and co-host Party Line with me in the morning. That was the beginning of my illustrious radio career.
All it took is sitting in one time and you had a permanent job.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Your father, George Plumstead, of course, has had a big career in show business. Music, I guess, really
has.
is the most thing. You played with the Phil Harris Orchestra.
Yes, I did.
Who, of course, was Jack Benny's orchestra leader, and he had his own show. And you did a lot of arranging, too, didn't you?
Yes, I was the chief arranger. We had 5 arrangers for Phil Harris. And one of the things about Phil, he knew what he wanted. He told me what he wanted, and I finally got it. And after that, never any problem about what to do.
Exactly.
The Phil Harris Band, a big band back in the 30s and the 40s, and one interesting story you're telling us about, you were driving through Montana on a bus. Well, they don't travel like that anymore, but what happened?
The bus broke down in a blizzard, and we were right in front of a dairy, and the fellow went to call for a repairman, and they saw us out there in the blizzard, and they invited the whole band in. We stayed in the barn with the cows, and boy, it was wonderful.
Do you have any trouble getting anything to drink?
It's the best room they had the whole trip.
That's right.
You know, Skip had all those hits back in the 60s, Traveling Man. Could you sing one of those songs that you your big hits?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I think you're talking about that kid that was on the show.
Was the
yeah.
other guy.
The other guy that was on the show with me.
Rick.
Somebody.
Rick.
My dad is so right about Phil Harris. Of course, I had just came back from San Francisco here last week. I went up there to appear at a banquet and golf tournament for the Leukemia Fund. And we stayed directly across the street from the St. Francis Hotel, right downtown San Francisco. And Phil's band was playing there at the St. Francis Hotel when I was born. I was born right there in St. Luke's Hospital. And my friend Marv Cardoza from San Francisco, the former police commissioner, he drove us by St. Luke's Hospital where I was born. And then we were right downtown and stuff like that. And Phil being exactly the same way, all my life I have said that about Ozzie Nelson. Ozzie Nelson never settled for anything less than he wanted. He knew what he wanted, and that's the way it was going to be. I've seen him walk into a set and say, this is not what I ordered. Tear it down and build one the way I like it, you know. He was a real genius.
Lasted for 20-some years, too.
Boy, he knew what he was doing. There's no doubt about that. And then we went to, after we went to San Francisco, my daughter and I, who lives with me now, Pam Lafreniere, can't not mention her name, and my granddaughter, who is now 13 years old. Can you remember when I announced that my granddaughter was just born 13 years ago? Holy smokes.
Time flies.
Oh, when you're having fun. Anyway, we flew directly from San Francisco to Las Vegas, and I was a judge at the Mrs. USA pageant. Second time I've judged it. Very interesting.
In fact, that was on KHIZ just recently.
Yes, it was, and it'll be on again.
It'll run again.
Yeah, well, no, the new pageant was just last Wednesday. They're syndicating the tape, and it'll be on the air very soon. I'll let you know when it's going to be.
All right,
Yeah.
and we can announce it here at KHIZ.
Yep.
Skip, I'll tell you, it's sure good seeing you again. It's been a long time, but it's good to be here, and I hope you have a good time at the fair.
I do. I am. I'm going to go look at the pot-bellied pigs. I'll tell you why.
Did you get the pig races, by the way?
No, I'll get there. But let me tell you something. The lady I met who wanted to have a pot-bellied pig as a pet, she said, but I don't have any place to keep it. I said, well, that's simple. Get a freezer.
I think we got to go.
Good idea. Yeah, it's commercial time.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll be back live at the San Bernardino County Fair. Thank you, George. Skip.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you.